Hello everyone, good morning. You're here with Black Moon Coven, and we are going to be doing a tarot video today. It's all about basically tips on how to read tarot intuitively and not with your book all the time. I find myself using my book a lot less since I have been doing these tarot tips, and hopefully they help you guys as well. Nothing wrong with using your book as sort of a crutch, as sort of a guide to learn the tarot. However, over time you will notice that it's kind of annoying to go back, flip through the book, find the meaning and all that stuff, and then it leaves your brain kind of like, okay, I can't match these cards together. So reading tarot intuitively is all about practice, it's all about observation of each card, and it's all about just basically piecing together the symbolism, the suit, the ranks, and the language of the tarot. So once you've understood those things, you will be great, okay? Your practice will be really, really great, and you will notice that you will be using your book a lot less. So let's get into it. Grab your tarot deck, grab a cup of coffee or tea, grab your tarot spread cloth as well, some crystals if you like, and come join me to read some tarot. So let's begin. So to begin, you're going to lay out your spread cloth, your tarot cloth, whatever you like to do. My Etsy site does offer matching spread and pouches if anyone is interested. And you're going to shuffle your deck. Make sure your deck is extremely shuffled to do this. Any type of reading at all, make sure it's extremely shuffled. Even if you are not reading tarot at the moment or about to, you can shuffle your deck at any time. Sometimes I like to sit in front of the TV and just shuffle my tarot deck so it's completely ready. So, to read tarot intuitively, you're going to have to understand the rank, the suits, and the symbolism and language of the tarot. And once you kind of get that, once you kind of could read the cards in a matter of like they're speaking to you in their own language, then you can really understand what the card means and what is it referring to. Now, please note again that everyone reads tarot differently. Okay, everyone has their own interpretations, their own intuition about what the cards mean, and that's kind of what makes tarot work, because it's personal, it's just for you. So once you have shuffled your deck, you could either draw from the middle, you could cut your deck, you could do whatever you want, however you want to draw with it, that's totally up to you. I just like to draw right from the top as soon as I have shuffled it. And a lot of people ask, well, how do I know when to stop shuffling when I am shuffling? I just go, internally, instinctually. I'll just say stop, and then I'll stop. It's not really, you don't have to really go that deep into it. So let's draw our first card. King of Wands, perfect example. So here we have a rank and a suit, right? And we have a lot of symbolism going on. So first you look at the rank of the cards, and the cards will be ranked from ace to 10, and then from page to king in the higher court. And then of course the major arcana will have different numbers. So then we look at the suit, which is wands. And the wands stand for determination, drive, ambition, passion, stuff like that. So we look at the King of Wands. So he's the highest in the major court, and his suit is wands. So we could say that he refers to ambition, drive, goal setting, passion, fire. So we could also look at the symbolism. So in the bottom, you could see a little salamander, which is a symbol for fire. He's the king, he's got a crown, he's got a big old wand. He is in charge of everything else. So, also, when you read reversals, there's a couple of different ways. For me personally, you guys see the card upright, but for me, it's this way. So it's in the reverse. So, to read reversals, there's a couple of different ways you could go about it. You could go and say that the card is opposite of what you said in the upright position. I like to say that the reversals are kind of an inward projection of what the upward card is. So for example, we were saying that the King of Wands in the upward position is ambition, drive, passion, goal setting, all this different stuff have to do with basically sowing your seeds into a project, into a career, into basically making movement. And then for me, in the reverse, I like to say that it's internal. So you're passionate, you're driven, you're determined, you are the King of Wands, instead of saying that someone else is the King of Wands, if that makes any sense. So we could say that the King of Wands is the top of his game. He's very passionate, he's very driven, he's very authoritative, he's got it going on. So the next card we pull, perfect, is a Major Arcana card. So the Hierophant. A lot of different conflicting things with this card, and that's because everyone reads tarot differently. So the Hierophant, to me, means a lot of structure, conformity, almost like you are teaching religion, you know, structure, a lot of following in line, that sort of thing. Just because these two people are kind of bowing to this person, this pope, this type of thing. So you also have to look, like I said, at the symbolism. So they're kind of bowing down to this person, they're learning from this person, they're following in their footsteps, they're following this major icon. So for me, the Hierophant means following in conformity, following in a structure, in line to a beat of a drum, you know, following in religion, just following, you know. In the reverse, it can mean that, you know, you are conforming, that you are setting aside your personal things for the needs of others, that you are falling in line with other people's teachings, you are letting others influence you, that sort of thing. However, the Hierophant is a whole bunch of different things mixed into one, just like every card in the Major Arcana. Some people say it means wedding bells, some people say, you know, means a message from a higher power, all that sort of thing. So it really depends on how you read the tarot and what it means to you. So the next card we pick is the Fool. And to you guys, it's in the reverse, and to me, it's in upright. So basically, the Fool, again, you could see that this guy, this man, is going off of the cliff really, really recklessly. He doesn't really have any cares in the world. So the Fool. You could see that right here in the Hierophant is number 5, and in the Fool, it's 0. So he begins the Major Arcana. He is the lowest rank in the Major Arcana because it kind of begins his story. So the Fool and the 0 kind of means nothing and everything at the same time. The 0 is a number of limitless potential. So the Fool is kind of like to think of a blank canvas, okay? You're going off on an adventure, you are kind of reckless about it, you don't know what to expect, but it's a new beginning in your life. So if it's upright, you are being told that you're going to be going on a new adventure, a new part in your life is opening up. If it's in the reverse, I like to think of it as, you know, you are being a little too reckless. Make sure you look before you dive off the cliff, that sort of thing. So to read tarot intuitively, you just kind of have to piece together what each card is telling you, like part of a story, and then piece it together. So we could say the King of Wands, you're very, very ambitious, you're very project-driven, you're very passionate about your projects, about your capabilities, you're very, very driven and ambitious, you have a great fire about you. The Hierophant could mean that you are, you know, following in line with people's traditions, with people's teachings and things like that. However, to me, these cards are both in the reverse, so it's like you are very, very determined, you're very ambitious, and then you are going against, you know, people's teachings, kind of following your own path, your own kind of mechanisms. And then the Fool, upright, meaning that you are in your, you know, you are in a transition phase of your life. You're going to be starting a new pathway, you're going to be starting a new adventure, that sort of thing. So you kind of have to just piece together, piece by piece, of what the tarot is telling you. So let's do another example. Perfect example of that. Okay, so the Ace is the beginning of the Minor Arcana. It's the beginning rank, so it's the lowest rank, and we could see that the suit is Pentacles. So the Pentacles mean material value, material success, money, career orientated, basically your job, your career, material possessions, that sort of thing, anything in the physical world. The ace means that there is a beginning there, okay? You're getting handed this pentacle, this opportunity. Aces mean beginning, newness, opportunities, basically new stuff coming into your life. So that's what you can say about the Ace of Pentacles. Now in the upright, it can mean, you know, you're going to have a new job, or you have new opportunities of making new money, or you have some type of opportunity to gain some financial wealth. In the reverse, I like to think of you missed that opportunity, or, you know, you have an opportunity but you haven't really planned for it yet. Maybe you have overlooked it, or something to that effect. So the next card, we're going to say Knight of Cups. So the Knights are the second highest suit in the royal court. So you have pages, knights, queen, and king. So the Knight card I like to think of as like the teenager card. The pages are like the kids, teenagers would be knights, queen, obviously the mother and father would be the kings. So the Knight card is always about movement, okay? There's always like things going on. They're on this horse. It's always about movement and things moving and things progressing in ways. So the suit is cups. So we could think of romance, we could think of the heart, we could think of emotional feelings, things like that. So we could think that the Knight of Cups refers to, you know, movement as far as your heart goes, emotions, maybe a relationship, that sort of thing. In the reverse, it could mean that you have to kind of take a look at yourself a little bit more, take a look at your situation of self-love. Maybe you kind of ignored what you need as far as, you know, taking care of your own self versus taking care of everyone else. Next card is the Hermit. So one of my dear favorites, part of the Major Arcana, and it is the 9th card in the Major Arcana. Now in the Major Arcana, the cards don't really, it's just a number system. In the Minor Arcana, the cards and the numbers really correlate to each other. In the Major Arcana, I found that they don't really correlate all that much. Some cards do, some cards don't. It's just a way of keeping track of the tarot. So the Hermit, you could see this old man with a lantern. He's hooded, he's alone, okay, in the darkness, and he has a light. So I like to think of the Hermit as a teacher, a guide. So in the upright position, he could mean that, you know, you are going to be guided by someone. You are going to be taught a valuable lesson by someone that you cherish or someone unexpected. In the reverse, the card could mean that you are the teacher. You are the guide, you know? So look to yourself for guidance in that darkness. So reading tarot intuitively is all about looking at the rank, looking at the suit, looking at the symbolism of each card. Take time to look at the symbolism, look at all of the things that the card has to offer, and then piece it together like a story. So each card will tell you a little bit about what is going to happen and what needs to happen and all that stuff. So that's kind of my little tarot tips on how to read tarot intuitively. It's all really just about practice and taking your time in reading each card and analyzing each card, and just really about practicing. That's really the overall goal. So of course you can use your book still, nothing wrong with that. I still use it. I kind of think of it as a crutch or a training wheel sort of thing, so I still use my book. I go on Biddy Tarot all the time if I'm having trouble or if I forget what the card means. But if you forget what the card means, look at the suit and look at the rank, and then just kind of try to guess what the card means before looking it up. That's actually a good tip there too, because then you'll be more aware of what it means, and at least you tried to guess it, you know what I mean? So those are just my little tarot tips. Hopefully you guys found this helpful, and join the coven if you haven't done so already for more witchy little uploads. Follow me on all my social media, and until next time, I will see you guys.